Today we're diving into patch 1 for Grazon Warfare, which went live yesterday, addressing over 200 issues reported by players. Now, it's important to remember that while many fixes are in place, this game is still in early access, so we might encounter some bumps along the way. The devs' focus right now is more on optimization and stabilization of the game in general. So in this first patch we didn't get any new content, but take Tarkov for example. About every 6 months Battlestate is releasing big content patches, and in between we would see a couple of smaller hotfixes. I would personally love more if they optimized the game more and then added the content on top of it. Now that that's out of the way, let me share you my experience playing on the public branch. I won't tell you everything was perfect because it wasn't, but overall my experience was great. Now let's check out what the devs have prepared for us in this first big patch. Let's start with some key changes and fixes. First up, the performance improvement. I have to say the game feels a lot smoother now. I gained about 10 to 15 FPS, which isn't explicitly mentioned in the patch notes, but it's a good noticeable improvement. The game feels more responsive, guns feel nicer to shoot, and hit registration just feels better now. Crashes are almost non-existent, but they are still present. They were probably the biggest reason why people were turned off by the game. If you still experience these issues, try tweaking your settings, playing with it, experiment with DLSS or FSR to find out what works best for you. Now we are able to rebind keys also. You can now rebind voice chat, map, health panel, inventory and more. This is a great addition that should have been here from the start, but it's good to see it arrive within 2 weeks of the public release. They also increased the interval for character wipes from 1 hour to 1 week. For all the shotgun lovers out there, I have both good and bad news. The damage of the shotgun slugs has been improved, and when I was testing it, it felt like it had more punch to it. I think it could still use some work, but it's definitely an improvement from what we had before the patch. One thing I'm gonna note, and that is the bad news I want to tell you, that is still putting me away from the shotguns, is ammo that is being used is actually getting stuck on your character. So it just breaks all the immersion, and I think it's best to stay a little while away from the shotguns, at least for now, until they fix that. Next up, we've seen improvements in vegetation interactions, so it reacts appropriately to shooting and also makes rustle sounds when being walked through. In between, they resolved the bug where the main menu song would continue playing even after joining the server, forcing you to restart the connection. They also addressed problems with characters getting stuck in crouch or levitating poses in third-person view. Also, the thing that was kind of annoying to deal with if you wanted to immerse yourself in the world was going around the map on certain POIs and just seeing bodies T-posing everywhere. I'm glad to see that's gone. They also fixed multiple squad-related issues, stuff that was including invitation notifications and member status displays. For example, you and your mates would join in a squad just to get glitched, and then all of you had to reset the game to fix it so you could play the game properly together. I'm glad to see this one is gone. Also, they fixed a bug where you would vault and get stuck in not being able to do anything, forcing you to get killed by AI or nearby allies to get you to spawn back in your base, and then you had to run back to get your stuff. We had some cases preventing players from looting AI. That's been fixed also. Players now cannot throw grenades through walls, which I didn't even know was in the game. One important thing is they fixed AI behavior and spawning. I think all of us at least got headshotted like 300 meters away by AI, and that was kind of annoying. So that's been dealt with, and honestly in my gameplay during the day I did notice the difference and didn't get one tapped by AI. I have to say that I saw a few posts complaining about not being able to loot their bodies, even though you could clearly see it. As I said in the beginning, not everything is fixed. You are after all playing an early access game that is developing daily. Bugs like this will happen, so don't get attached to loot. Just go out there and try to have fun. In the end, that's actually why we play these games. So, you're probably wondering what's next? Well, looking forward, the first major update featuring day-night cycle is coming later this year. In the meantime, additional patches will focus on optimization, stability, and reducing the rubber banding. Patch 2 is already in the works and just around the corner. It's great to see devs at Madfinger Games so committed to improving the game and listening to community feedback. If you want to take a look at the detailed patch notes, check out the description of the video. And if you stuck around with me until the end, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.